What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to Sunday evening's Anfield Agenda News Roundup. I will be here tonight at 8:30 for a live stream because, well, I'm feeling pretty good today, so I want to come on and chat with everybody. During the course of this video, we're going to be speaking about Michael Elise and how realistic or unrealistic that signing might be. We're going to give you the news that Adam Wharton to Liverpool looks like it really is heating up. We'll be talking about Ibrahim Konate and giving you some quotes from him on his future and a few other interesting bits and pieces, including a little bit on Antoine Semenyo. But before that, the real good news is that you don't have to worry about player fatigue because Dominic Szoboszlai and Milos Kerkez will have a lovely extended summer holiday thanks to the fact that they were beaten 3-2 by Ireland today in Budapest, which unfortunately for them rules them out of the World Cup. But for me, well look, I'm not the hugest of international fans, but I am delighted that Ireland are in a playoff, so we will take that. So let's get stuck into today's news. Sorry about the gloating, by the way, but I'm absolutely not sorry at the same time. You wouldn't respect me if I didn't come on with a little smirk. We haven't had much to cheer about as Irish football fans, so hopefully you'll allow me this one. Right, let's start with Dean Jones Soccer, who said, on Liverpool targeting Michael Elise, he's not a very realistic target. I don't think there is a way that Bayern will sell him. The only way it would happen would be if Elise was unhappy and pushing for such a move, but I don't understand that to be the case at all. For me, if we were to move for Michael Elise, it was a deal that I always thought would be when Mo leaves in a year and a half's time. But I also don't know if and when that release clause kicks in. So for now, it looks like it may be an unrealistic option for us. But I guess the real question is, how long will Liverpool wait before they look to bring in a wide player? And we will talk about Antoine Semenyo at the end of this video. Now, Adam Wharton, speaking a little bit about Mark Gay, has said this to say on his future. It's probably just a case of when and where he goes. I hope he stays until the summer so we can have him for a bit longer. We'll have to see. So, maybe an indication there that he could be leaving in January. We know that yesterday's report said that Liverpool were going all out to get Mark Gay in January. So, fingers crossed. Now, Konate, let's give you some direct quotes from him. And I want to know what you see about this or how you feel about this, if you have the same thought process I do. So, here's the quote. It's clear when we think about it, but what's complicated is that we can't say everything because there's a lot of things being said in the media, and sometimes I see things and I'm like, oh my God, and it gets me into trouble with the Liverpool fans, even though they don't know all the ins and outs. Anyway, I hope and I know that in any case, the most important thing is that I'm happy. You might announce your future soon, was the next question. And he said, we'll see. In any case, we hope so. So the line, I'm happy. That's all I've wanted to hear from Ibrahim Konate. I've said this for weeks and weeks, and I said the same about Trent. That's enough for me to stay calm about it. Whatever happens now happens, but the players come out and said he's happy. Now, I would have rather he said I want to stay at Liverpool, but look, for now, I'll take him happy because if we can bring him in a new deal, bring in Mark Gay, then the future of that defence looks a little bit more stable with some increased competition. So I'll take that for now. But let me know your thoughts on it. Do you think he's given us an insight? Do you think by bringing up the stuff Liverpool fans don't really know what's going on? That'd be interesting to know your thoughts, and please do let me know in the comment section. Right, so Fabrizio Romano has said this about Dominic Szoboszlai and the Liverpool contract extension. Liverpool have offered Dominic Szoboszlai a new deal. Let's wait and see how it goes, or how talks go. Obviously, we all want Dom to stay. I think of him as future Liverpool captain. I dare say you may as well. But either way, he's in tremendous form right now, playing some of the best football of his Liverpool career. So if we can tie him down to a new deal, along with Ryan Gravenberch and Alexis McAllister, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Now, Dave O.C. Kopp has said what he calls an exclusive. Liverpool are to hold direct talks with Crystal Palace over a potential move for Adam Wharton to join Liverpool. Early days, and any transfer is expected to be next summer. Wharton is believed to be keen on a move to Anfield. Look, I'm not going to lie, I'd absolutely love Adam Wharton to come in. You guys may prefer an Angelo Stiller, of course, understandable. We've spoken about other targets as well, or other potential options in the middle of the park. We've always spoken, though, about the fact that Liverpool do need to be mindful of the homegrown quota, and that is, of course, a box that Adam Wharton would tick. Now, Crystal Palace, look, they probably realise they have to cash in on him at some point. He has stayed this season, so I'm sure that probably gives them a little bit more time to find a potential replacement. He has had some injury concerns since he's been at Crystal Palace, but all in all, I think most of us would feel that this would be a very sensible addition. Elliot Anderson is another great English central midfielder who maybe could be in contention for the spot, but I think Adam Wharton is the most likely. Price-wise, I think he's probably going to be cheaper as well. There's already talk of up to 100 million for Elliot Anderson, which seems insane at this point in his career. But if Liverpool could bring in Mark Gay, let's say in January, then go in the summer and bring in Adam Wharton, bring in a wide player, I think the squad then is pretty much built out to where we'd want it to be. Of course, we still don't know the long-term futures of Ibrahim Konate and Andy Robertson. Both of their contracts are scheduled to be up at the end of this season, so we hope and await good news on them. But for me, I would be very, very happy with that kind of business. You know, for me, centre-back's priority number one in the January window. Anything after that is a bonus. But we did vote the other night and ask, do you think Liverpool need a centre-back in the January window? 96% of the people that voted, which I think is one of the highest we've ever had, said yes, we do need, not want, need a centre-back in the January window. Now, Romano, speaking about Liverpool's interest in Antoine Semenyo, has had this to say, and this is again positive inklings here. They, Liverpool, are following Antoine Semenyo's progress closely, that's for sure. Now, I'm not sure whether to have any hopes here for January, because there are some things out there that suggest January isn't completely off the table. Of course, he just signed a new contract at Bournemouth in the summer, and the plan there would have probably been to keep him for at least this season. That being said, we know that there was the ENQUIRIES report that said he'd asked to leave. Then there was another report that countered that to say they don't believe that that was the case, that Antoine Semenyo told Bournemouth that he wants to leave in January. But if there's an option there for Liverpool, with Mo going to the AFCON as well, which I think starts around mid-December, at least the training camp starts somewhere around, I think, 13th of December for Salah and Egypt. So if you could bring in Antoine Semenyo, I wouldn't say no. Do let me know your thoughts on this one. Ultimately, look, Semenyo is a fantastic player. Will Liverpool get him in January? Truth is, I don't know. Haven't got a clue. But I do think he's the most likely one that will come in one of the wide positions, based off the reporting that we're seeing right now. Elise would, of course, be the dream. I'm not actually sure. Does Semenyo go and play in the AFCON? Maybe somebody can tell me that in the comments. I actually don't even have a clue what national team he represents, in all honesty. That shows you my level of interest in international football. He says, having bragged at the start of the video, look, I'm a fair weather fan at the minute. Let me have it. Irish people don't have a lot to cheer about outside of Katie Taylor and the rugby team with sports. But yeah, look, I'm waffling here a little bit because I'm a little bit excited, as you can see. I'll be back here tonight at 8:30 for a late night agenda. I hope that you can join me for it. Remember to let me know your thoughts on the Mark Gay links, the Adam Wharton stuff. Of course, there's Michael Elise, Antoine Semenyo, and that new potential contract offer for Konate and Dominic Szoboszlai. So that's where we're at now, folks. The good news is this weekend is over. Next weekend, of course, the Reds are back in action. Nottingham Forest, 3 p.m. on Saturday. We'll talk to you tonight at 8:30. Hope you had a lovely weekend. Talk soon. Bye-bye.